Yo, yo, what's going on, fellas? Happy Friday morning to you. That's right, boys and girls. We've made it to the weekend. It feels awfully good having the weekend right on our horizon. Appreciate you guys kicking off a morning with me here. We get to talk our sports and talk our sports betting as well. Let me know down in the comment section what you've got going on this weekend. We can't forget it's also money-making weekend, so we look forward to rolling out the weekend slate of bets across the MLB and the Premier League. And there is a really good MLB slate. Some good plus money bets on the card, some good dogs on the card. Really looking forward to breaking down this MLB slate with you guys. After we go ahead and talk MLB, we'll be joined by Matt, where we'll preview all 10 Premier League games. And of course, at the end of that show with Matt, we'll go ahead and roll out our Premier League bets that we've got for this weekend as well. Some good games on the Premier League card as well. So look forward to having a good time with you guys over the next hour or so, talking our sports. Let's first get on into the recap there from yesterday. That'll be nice and quick. And then we'll go ahead and dive into the action. The recap will be nice and quick because we only had the one play yesterday. It was in the Europa League. We had a parlay. We got our over 1.5 goals in Benfica Marseille, but Liverpool couldn't come up with any goals. They lose the game 3-0 to Atalanta. A combination of a really bad performance by Liverpool and also Klopp, a little bit too much rotation. You heard the crew there on the CBS, if you were watching the pregame show, they were talking about too much rotation, and they thought that rotation might bite them in the butt. Overall, whether it's performance, lineup related, it all just wasn't working for Liverpool yesterday, and they go down 3-0, thinking maybe they're going to win the quad, and now you may only win the Mickey Mouse Cup. Like, that's all you've got staring at you in the face, because if you think you're going to go to Atalanta and overcome a 3-goal deficit, you're not putting enough respect on Atalanta. You're going to get the same tactics from Liverpool. Nothing's going to be different. They can play the same home and away. That's how good that they are. You see these teams modify their tactics on where they play. Not one of these top sides and not a Liverpool and a Klopp side. They'll run the same tactics. So they better come up with something. It's going to be an absolute dogfight a week later when they travel to Atalanta. So, yeah, lose the only play on the day, still positive on the week, and obviously no change to the MLB season data because we didn't have an MLB play yesterday. Brewers against the Reds, that game gets rained out. That was our only MLB play yesterday. I really look forward to this MLB slate, guys. I want to know what some of your best bet is on today's card, too, in the MLB. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys are cooking up on the MLB. Good morning, Corey. Morning, my man. You got a wedding to go to on Saturday? Heck yeah. Weddings are always a good time. Wedding season, baby. It's heating up. That's right. You do get into wedding season. Have yourself a good time, man. Drink a beer for me. I'll be doing a celebration in my own right, but a little bit different. My Nana is turning 90. So I got to go to a 90th birthday party for my Nana. So that'll be, I'll definitely be drinking at that one. But not like at a wedding celebration. It'll be a little bit different. You believe the Royals are going to rock Severino today? Well, you've already seen one of my plays on Twitter. I certainly agree with that play. We're on Severino under 17.5 outs. Where does it make the menu in terms of the payoff pitch? Is it going to be a shut up and pitch play? Are we going to preview Royals Mets in inning number 2 around the bases? Or did Severino make maybe coming to a stretch the best bet of the day? Let's go ahead and hop on over to payoff pitch and break this MLB slate down and talk about it, boys. Yo. All right, boys. Let's go ahead and dive on into today's MLB slate. We, of course, call it the payoff pitch. You can see the menu there on your left-hand side. We'll go ahead and run through that. We'll satisfy your need with pitcher props, player props. What's the nerfy of the day? Did the nerfy of the day make their card? And what's just going to be the best bet of the day that leads you on into money-making weekend? Let's first start it off there with quick hits where we got our opening thoughts. Opening thoughts are, let's just dive on into it. Took yesterday off with MLB with that rain out. Been a weird week, right? 1-4 on Monday, 6-1 on Tuesday. Kind of played like a 7-1 day, though, because we hit our 2-unit bet. Wednesday was, of course, a 2-2 day, so a little ho-hum day. Just really looking forward to getting off into it today, kicking off money-making weekend in style with you guys. So let's go ahead and do that. Appreciate that, Brian. Appreciate that, Corey. Nana's going to be doing shots for the 90th birthday. Well, we actually found out Nana can't leave the nursing home to go attend her own birthday, so we're just going to be sitting around, I guess, talking about Nana. She can't even attend her own birthday party. She's not doing all that well. She actually was in the hospital a couple weeks ago. But even though she's out of the hospital, not doing well enough to attend her own birthday. But that's how it be sometimes when you're 90 years old. The party keeps on rolling, though. We're going to kick this party off here with Around the Bases. Let's jump on into it, boys. Let's take a couple games and let's break them down. And let's just... God, I absolutely love this MLB card. Let's go right to about a couple miles out of this window here down the street, down on the south side. Reds are coming into town, taking on the White Sox. I'm going to back the White Sox here in this spot and take them on that F5 run line. Because they are the dog in this game, the run line gets you a half a run. So we're taking White Sox F5 plus a half a run, and you can get that at plus 102 over on FanDuel if you desire. Really just the difference in offenses big time in this game. You've got the Reds are struggling versus right-handers. We talked about them. There's a reason why Brewers were the dog of the day on Wednesday's show. We were interested in backing the Brewers yesterday. This Reds team hitting .213. That's 25th in Major League. 31.9 K percentage is dead last in Major League Baseball. So they are swinging and missing big time today. A 616 OPS is 27th in Major League Baseball, and 62 weighted runs created comes in 29th. We've talked about this Reds offense. The numbers continue to show that they are struggling and struggling big time versus right-handed pitchers. White Sox on the other end, they're facing a left-hander today and Andrew Abbott. They've got the third best batting average versus left-handers at 289. They've got the third best weighted runs created at 144. 831 OPS is fifth best, and they're not striking out at 21.4%, which is 14th best in Major League Baseball. So you can see going into this game, we are getting the offensive advantage in spades. If you want to look at today's starting pitchers, I mentioned Andrew Abbott going this season or today there for the Cincinnati Reds. On base percentage, sorry, that's not right. Opponent's batting average is worse than last year, 244. It's up to 250. K per nine is where you're getting a big drop-off in his stuff this year. 9.9 last year. It's only at 7.0 so far this year. And Chris Flexen, remember, we know Chris Flexen. We backed the Braves when he went up against the Braves. And, yeah, they got to him eventually, but it took a while for them to wear him down. I actually thought that was a pretty decent start by Chris Flexen against that Braves. And then he came back against the Royals and did really good. And this was a Royals team that we'll talk about later on the show. We've even talked about them today, about how much of a hot bat they're swinging. He went 5 innings of scoreless ball, of shutout ball against a good Royals team. So Chris Flexen, certainly a good outing against the Royals. I thought a decent outing against the Braves. You've got Andrew Abbott, who has kind of been, I wouldn't say struggling, but he's also doesn't have the numbers that he's got last season. So you're going to go ahead and give me a half a run. You're going to go ahead and give me by far the better offense, Chris Flexen. This is an opponent where we talk about it. You're major league pitchers, and you're going to have your good outings and your bad outings. This is a spot for him to back up what he did against the Royals and have another good outing against the Reds struggling team. So give me the White Sox F5 run line. We're getting half a run in this one. We're getting it at plus money. It's plus 102 over on FanDuel. Let's back the White Sox today. Another matchup we want to go ahead and target here. Another one we want to go ahead and target just the F5, which will make sense once we talk about the bullpen here, is Giants-Rays. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Rays. F5 money line at plus money over on Bet Rivers. Even money over on Bet Rivers. Of course, this is a two-way line, so if there's a tie at the end of the fifth inning, we'll just go ahead and get our wager back. Can't imagine there's going to be a tie when we're talking about another gulp, just a big gap in offenses, right? White Sox against the Reds. Well, here's another one. Rays against the Giants. I've got the 7th best weighted runs created at 118 against dead last for the Giants at 56. I've got the 3rd best batting average at 289. Giants come in at 29th at 196. Go ahead and give me the 10th best slugging team at 406 against dead last Giants at 268. And the Giants also come in dead last in OPS at 534 against 10th best 734 up against the Rays. So I have no problem backing by far the superior offense here in this matchup. From a starting pitcher, you're getting, Wheaton? Or what the hell was this guy's name? I didn't write it down here. Yeah, Keaton Wynn. That's what it was. Keaton Wynn, pretty good. Decent numbers, nothing too bad. If you look up who he's going to go against, looks like we'll just call him Jake W. here rather than trying to pronounce this guy's bad last name. He's come in relief in all 3 appearances, so he's going to go ahead and get the opener today. He's to be fair, he doesn't have great numbers. Been struggling a little bit, but worst team here in Major League Baseball, basically against right-handers. So this is a spot where I think he can piece it together. And then if they want to bring in Ty Alexander to kind of get them through the 5 innings, I don't think the opener will get them all through 5 innings. So even like that, they'll mix up the pitching. If they're starting to maybe get a hang of Jake, all right, we'll go ahead and rotate pitchers anyways. That was more than likely going to be the plan through the first 5 innings. So Giants team struggling big time. Rays team really humming along here versus right-handers. They're looking really good. Top 10 in all major categories. I'll take those Rays on the F5 money line at even money over on Bet Rivers where you can get that one. Let's go ahead and shut up now and pitch. Let's go ahead and talk some pitching props. We'd be crazy if we didn't call out Andrew Abbott. We talked about Reds and White Sox. Under 5.5 Ks is plus 125. Boy, that plus 125 price looks really good for a guy who's gone 4 Ks and 4 Ks in both of his starts. I think he's for sure stays under 5.5. Again, mentioned the White Sox bats, mentioned the low strikeout percentage at 21.4%. His numbers have dropped off. He's only getting 7.0 K per nines. Andrew Abbott at plus money. Give me under 5.5 Ks. We'll just throw out Paul Blackburn. One of these days we won't even talk about how you can fade the starting pitcher up against the Nationals, but it's just a good spot today. Paul Blackburn also under 4.5 Ks, minus 128 over on FanDuel is going to be your best price on that one. Just a tough matchup. Obviously taking on the Nationals, we know it. They hit decent enough, but it's just a really low strikeout percentage is what they've got. In fact, it's 15.6%. You've got Blackburn, who's not going over this number in his starts. I'll take Paul Blackburn to have under 4.5 Ks at minus 128. Long shots. Where are the dogs on today's board? Well, there's not one dog. There's not two dogs. There are multiple dogs on today's board that I think can go ahead and help you out. I think the White Sox, right? If I like them through the first 5 innings, I think they can pull off the win, much like the Rays you could talk about, right? That Rays bullpen is awful. That's why you don't want to go full game money line on them. Their advantages lie in the first 5 innings. So do the White Sox. That's obviously where their advantages lies as well. But if they get out to a lead, if they're able to hit the left-hander there in Abbott, I like the White Sox on the full game money line. The best dog of the board, though, today is absolutely going to be your Kansas City Royals taking on the New York Mets here. This Royals team, holy hell, you saw what they did yesterday against the Astros. They've now gone consecutive days of swinging a hot bats, and over the last 10 days, hell, they're a top 3 offense in Major League Baseball. Nobody's really doing it better than the Kansas City Royals up against right-handed pitching. So I like the Royals. They get, the bullpen, right? They need to have a lead, to be fair. Although the bullpen numbers aren't like atrocious, but I really like to have them have a little bit of a lead here, and I think they can hold it off. They do have actually some good numbers coming out of the bullpen. They've got the 4th best ERA at 1.95, so it's not all bad out of the bullpen. It just certainly gets a lot tighter. Let's see if the Royals can't knock off the Mets as the dog of the day. You'd be crazy also not to like the Twins, and I think people are seeing Scooball on the mound, and they're just saying, all right, well, I'll just take the Twins. I want the better bullpen by far. We've seen what this Twins bullpen can go ahead and do. This is an absolute dynamite bullpen. You've seen the bullpen stats. We've talked about them every day. The Twins have stayed top 5. The Tigers, great start, right? What are they, like 5-0? Then they went like 9-2 or whatever the hell their record is. Phenomenal start. The bullpen, though, is coming out of the top 10 completely across the board. So by far, give me the absolute advantage when it comes to the bullpen late in the game. And this game will be late in the game, right? The total yesterday was at 6.5. It's at 7.5 today. The Tigers are struggling versus right-handers. To be frank, the Twins are struggling versus left-handers. I think this will absolutely come down to a bullpen game. You can take all the unders in this one you want, because with both offenses struggling, Lopez and Scooball should both have a nice day. I want the Minnesota Twins when it comes to bullpen games. So I think they're a great dog. And then the last dog today worth mentioning, I also like the Guardians taking on the Yankees. Guardians bullpen, we know it's been up there. It is absolutely elite when it comes up there. This Yankees bullpen is not regressed terribly, but they're hovering, clinging to the top 10, where the Guardians bullpen, top 3, top 5 across the board. Offensive-wise, it's the Guardians. It's absolutely Guardians offense. How about the 4th worst batting average versus right-handers? That's the New York Yankees, only hitting 205, only slugging 364. Guardians are doing it better. They're hitting 259. They're slugging 403. The Guardians strike out less at 21%. I want the better offense. I want the better bullpen. Starter, Schmidt, Carrasco, whatever. Like, whoever has the better stuff on the day can be better. I don't really see much separation between Clark or Schmidt, but I'll gladly take the better offense and the better bullpen. So Guardians plus 124 rounds out what I think are 4 really good dogs today in the White Sox, Royals, Twins, and Guardians. I think 2 of those 4 certainly hit if you want to take a stab on all 4. Royals are probably my favorite. Twins would be my second favorite. Guardians would be my third favorite. And that White Sox bullpen, I'm going to put them as my least favorite underdog. They're likely going to need a couple run advantage to kind of make up for some shitty bullpen stats, if we're being fair. So that's the reason why we're on the F5 run line, and we don't really want to play around with that bullpen. It's not good. It's not all that great coming out of there. Who you got for a double today? Double plays in the 8th inning, my man. We're getting to that one. We're getting to it, my man. We are getting to it. Let's first hit some hitting props. That's what we like to do here and keep swinging. Got 4 of them for you guys today. Anthony Rizzo, 3 for 5 up against Carrasco. A double, a home run, 3 walks, and no Ks. So obviously, seeing the ball really well out of Carrasco's hand. So give me Anthony Rizzo today. Jose Altuve, he's 7 for 14 up against Dan Dunning. A double and 2 home runs off of him. Within that same game, if you want to do a little same-game parlay, Corey Seager's got some good numbers off France. He's 4 for 7 with 2 home runs. And then let's go down to Miami, where they're taking on the Braves. Josh Bell is 7 for 17 up against Fried with only 2 Ks and 17 at-bats. That's pretty damn good. So Josh Bell, Corey Seager, Jose Altuve, and Anthony Rizzo are the 4 guys we want to go ahead and target. 6th inning, it's a steal. I think there's an opportunity for you to hit a Nerfy and get your money real quick and feel the confidence so you can grab another shot at the bar tonight because you'll have a little bit of money in your pocket. It's Nerfy of the day, boys. 6 up, 6 down. That's what we're looking for here. It's always going to be a sweaty bet, but let's see if these 2 pitchers can't come through for us. Nationals and Athletics, Nerfy of the day. It's minus 110 over on BetMGM. We talked about the Nationals. Remember when we did Patrick Corbin? That was the Nerfy. Mariners Blue Jays was the Nerfy of the day, which hit all 3, but we threw in another one because I felt like Mariners Blue Jays was getting a little repetitive. Nationals Giants, that Nerfy did hit. Nationals remain to be the only team in Major League Baseball that has not scored in the first inning. Athletics are 0.54 runs, but at home it's 0.29. Probably because they don't have any goddamn fans cheering their ass on. So worse at home, obviously, and even if still not even that great at 0.54 runs. Irvin and Blackburn, those are going to be your 2 pitchers. They've both had 2 starts. Not only have they both not given up a run, Irvin has faced the minimum 6 batters, and Blackburn has faced 7 batters, so that's obviously 1 more than the minimum. So these 2 guys are putting it together really well in the first inning. In fact, Blackburn hasn't even given up a goddamn run all season long. The Athletics, like, this is the one start everybody targets when it comes to the Athletics. Although coming off a series win against those Rangers, who bet on that Athletics yesterday on that run line? That was a good hit for us yesterday. Anyways, Nats come in hitting 225. Athletics come in hitting 216. So, relatively speaking, 2 struggling offenses. 2 pitchers who have been getting it done. Nationals haven't scored yet. Athletics barely scored in the first inning. Nerfy of the day, 6 up, 6 down. It's minus 110 over on BetMGM. Nationals, Athletics, Nerfy of the day. Stay up late for this one, 8:40. Stay up late, but then get paid relatively easy. That could be the nightcap at the bar. Starts a night game, 8:40. All right. You need some winners. I hear you, Mike. Who doesn't? Hell, I need some winners. I need some winners, dog. I need some winners. Let me know what your best bet is today. Coming to a stretch, we call that the 7th inning. I'd like to give you my best bet of the day, Mike. Best bet of the day, Mike. What do you think it's going to be, man? Best bet. What's y'all's best bet today, boys? 15 games. You got any game you can pick from, any prop you can pick from. What's your best bet? I'm going to throw in a player prop here for my best bet. 6-0 on player props this season. 5-0 on pitcher props this season. Let's see if we can't get another one in the win column by taking Luis Severino of the New York Mets under 17.5 out. Severino under 17.5 out, stayed under in both starts. He's only gone 5 innings pitched in both starts. Royals offense is a reason why they're going to be in my double play. There's a reason why they're my top dog of the day. They have the number 3 offense in these categories. They rank top 3. Average, OPS, weighted runs created, and K percentage. All of those stats, they're in the top 3 offensively. They draw the 10th best, or they're 10th best in the walk percentage. Severino, gonna struggle. Haven't even come close to this in your 2 outings. Only gone 5 innings pitched. Royals gonna make his ass work because they draw walks, they don't strike out, and again, they're just swinging a really, really stinking hot bat. So Luis Severino is going to be your best bet of the day. If you could only bet in one bet today, get Severino under 17.5 outs. Double play, parlay of the day. I thought about, money line parlay or money line with an over. Nope, not going to do that as my parlay of the day. Royals F5 team total over 1.5. Just mentioned those numbers when talking about fading Severino. And then I'm going to tack on the Brewers F5 team total. It's also at 1.5 over on DraftKings. So that'll be the parlay. 2 F5 team totals. Both of them are at over 1.5. Parlay comes out to plus 181. We've talked about this Brewers team, so maybe we won't expand on it too much. But some of these numbers, top 5 in average, top 5 in OPS, top 7 in weighted runs created. It's a shame we couldn't get that bet in yesterday against the Reds. They had massive offensive advantages. Obviously today I don't really give a shit what the pitcher does on the mound. They are taking on the Orioles there with Freddie Peralta and Tyler Wells. I like it. What has Tyler Wells done in his 2 starts? He's allowed both of his opponents to get 2 or more runs in the first inning. So hot offense, a pitcher that has come through on this bet and allowed the 2+ runs that we need. So Brewers and Royals, that's your parlay of the day. It comes in at plus 181. Double play me. All right. Saw a couple questions roll in. Got your double play right there, my man. You're thinking for a doubles, parlay, small wager. Juan Soto, Bobby Witt, sure, and Yordan Alvarez. Against Dane Dunning, sure, I'll take the left-hander, Yordan Alvarez. And then Juan Soto, another lefty on righty matchup, so I certainly like that. We could. I don't know if you've gone to Swish Analytics personally, but it's a great site. Why not look it up while we're here? Here it is, Carlos Carrasco. He's seen Juan Soto. Soto's 2 for 8 off of him with a home run and a single. Not bad. That's probably a 2-game sample size, 2 for 8. Got maybe a hit in each game or maybe 2 hits in one game. And then the other one's Yordan Alvarez against Dane Dunning. He is 4 for 12. That's a nice 333 batting average. 2 home runs. So not bad. And 2 singles are the other 2 hits in that. So, all right. Good luck. Not a bad little play there. Good luck. What am I going to bet, though? Told you a lot of bets. Of course, I'm not actually betting everything under the sun. That's what I'm going to go ahead and roll with. Move that over a touch. I'm going to go ahead and roll with my best bet of the day. Of course, best bet of the day makes the card. Under 17.5 outs for Luis Severino. Nationals Athletics Nerfy of the day. That certainly makes the card minus 110. Royals and Brewers, 2 of those F5 team totals over 1.5 at plus 181. White Sox getting half a run through the first 5 innings at plus 102 at FanDuel. And then the Rays, this is a 2-way line, so an option to push, but with those offensive stats, basically a top 10 offense versus that is the worst offense versus right-handers right now, far and away. I mean, 3 of the 4 categories that you care about, they sit dead last, and the other one, they're 29th. Yeah, sign me up for the Rays through the first 5. Again, don't take the Rays on a full game money line. If they're throwing a bullpen day, obviously like they are, those bullpen stats are really, really awful. You just want to bank on their offensive advantages here through the first 5. Let's go ahead and hit rapid fire. Then let's go ahead and get Matt on in here and talk these 10 Premier League games and get some soccer plays on the card for the weekend as well. Let's kick it off with Pirates and Phillies with an over-under of 9. Pirates plus 136, Phillies minus 162. This one was this one's going to be, man, I wish the Phillies, why? Both of these teams obviously facing a left-hander today in Bailey Falter and Sanchez. Oh, no, this is the, I remember this game now. Phillies are actually pretty good versus left-handers, and they have a lot of plate appearances, too, at 91. So I think it is a real number. They're seeing their old teammate there in Bailey Falter. I actually did like the Phillies in this one. I thought about doing them through the first 5 innings because the Pirates are in the bottom 5 of hitting left-handers, so you get a nice advantage through the first 5, but the first 5 run line was minus 140. That's just too much juice for my liking through our first 5 innings. But I expect the Phillies to be winning the game through the first 5. They should be able to hold on. Minus 162. They actually get a fair amount of bullpen advantages as well. So I would just take Phillies on the run line. Phillies on the run line will be the play in rapid fire. Twins and Tigers, over under of 7.5, plus 105 for the Twins. Tigers at minus 125. Everything suggests this should be a bullpen game, so it's got to be the Twins at plus 105. Of course, they made the 4th inning long shot. Yeah, I like them as well. Giants and Rays, over under of 8.5. Giants minus 105, Rays minus 115. This game was minus 110, minus 110. Now we're seeing the Rays as slight favorites. I hear you. If they can just hold it together after the 5 innings, then yeah, I agree. So I'll take the Rays at minus 115. The over-under is a little tough. I mean, if the Giants can't muster anything, it's going to be hard to hit an over. That's for damn sure. But then that Rays bullpen, whoa. Just stick with the Rays, and hopefully they can hold the advantage through the whole game. But wouldn't actually bet money line, obviously. But give me Rays on the money line at minus 115. Brewers and Orioles, over under of 9. Brewers minus 108. Orioles come into this one at minus 112. So we got tight odds right here. I am actually going to go ahead and take the over in this matchup, over 9. With the way these bullpens are at right now, we talked about that Brewers offense. That's why we like their F5 team total. Orioles offense is coming up out of the cellars. They've now entered the top half of the league, so look for them to carry that momentum that they've been getting there with Holiday and put up over 9 runs in that game. I'll take it at even money. Rockies and Blue Jays, over under of 8. Rockies plus 205. Blue Jays minus 250. This one's a tough one in terms of if you want to take Gausman over on his strikeouts. I certainly gave it a good long look. Rockies striking out at 28.3%. But to be fair, they got a good batting average, and their OPS is pretty decent too at 763. So Gausman could actually get hit here, which made me a little bit nervous of taking his over. Blue Jays piecing it together. They're now about league average. I'll take the over 8. I don't know. Yeah, Rockies bullpen is struggling. And actually, the Blue Jays bullpen is struggling enough. I do like the over 8 rather than trying to predict a winner. I would be a little nervous. The Rockies hit right-handers better. They're definitely not like minus 250. And I get that Gausman is way better than Feltner, and he's got good strikeout stuff, which can get him out of jams. But not at minus 250. I'll take the over 8 before I take minus 250. Braves and Marlins, over under of 8.5. Braves minus 192. Marlins plus 160. What are the Braves doing versus left-handers? We talked about it. And then look what Jose Quintana does yesterday. Obviously, the offense, certainly carried them, and hell, they hit the over in their own right. But I don't want this Braves team right now versus left-handers. Trevor Rogers, Max Fried. Yeah, it's all not good with those two guys. Bullpen-wise, it's not really good for either one of these teams. Shockingly, you've got 2 teams in the bottom 10 of the bullpen. So I'm taking the over because both bullpens are really stinking bad. But I'll take the Marlins on the run line. I'll take the Marlins on the run line. It's basically even money, and I get a run and a half. Yeah, it's much like the Yankee or the Athletics kind of yesterday with the Rangers. I'm not just blindly betting the Rangers. Like Athletics were too good yesterday. I'll take Marlins on the run line. Yankees and Guardians. Of course, the Guardians make one of the plays as the dog of the day. So I like them at plus 120. Yankees minus 142. Over under of 8.5. I just like the Guardians, so won't mess around with an over-under. Just give me the Guardians at plus 120. Royals now up to plus 114. Wow, that's been plus 105. People are back in the Mets. Like, huh? Just double checking. Shit, at plus 114, I don't want to put all my money on the Royals today, but goddamn. I get a way better ERA, a better FIP, basically the same whip at 1.42 versus 1.41, and basically the same opponent's batting average, 232, 243. And the Royals bullpen hasn't given up a home run in the last 10 days. They've given up 0 home runs. I'm taking the Royals. I mean, this is a no doubter. It's whether or not it makes the card now. I'll monitor that. That shit gets up a little more. People are just hobnobbing on the Mets. Yeah, I'll take the other side gladly. Royals plus 114. Angels and Red Sox minus 108 up against minus 112 for the Red Sox. Over under of 9. This was a tough one. This was tough. Let me just refresh the brain on the bullpen. Yeah, that's where they were at. Yep. Yeah. I'm taking the over 9. Over 9, not trying to predict the winner. Reds and White Sox over under of 9, minus 180. Reds, White Sox plus 150. Yeah, taking the White Sox. They were in long shots. You want to do run line? It's minus 108. You're getting a run and a half. Just gotta hope that bullpen, maybe coming off an off day, maybe they'll be rested and they can hold a lead. But yeah, I like the White Sox. Rangers and Astros over under of 9.5 plus 110 for the Rangers. Astros minus 130. Yeah, pretty even. I mean, teams hit 263, 260. Yeah, this is weighted ones created 118, 105. Both of them don't strike out. 17.5 versus 18. Yeah, I'm taking the over 9.5 here, especially with the way these bullpens are playing. So I'll go ahead and take the over 9.5 in that one. Cardinals and Diamondbacks, tricky one for me. I was really surprised when I pulled out my phone and I saw the matchups, and I was like, oh, I'll for sure be on the Diamondbacks today. And then you look at Steven Matz, and while the Diamondbacks have great numbers versus left-handers, an absurd amount of plate appearances to really believe the number, Matz has been good. So it wasn't the great pairing that I look for of either, good going up against bad or, vice versa the other way. This is good going up against good, so it put me off of it. But I certainly like the Diamondbacks through the first 5 innings. I like Steven Matz to stay obviously under his K number as well. I think it's 4.5. Like the Diamondbacks in this spot. Really, really do. I was only looking at it from an F5. Yeah, it's that bullpen that got me off of the full game liking the Diamondbacks. Yeah, that's exactly. Yep. I'll take the over. I'm going to take the over 9. Really think the Diamondbacks, man, if there's left-handed numbers, boy, if they crush like they do against left-handers, wow. Yeah, I think the over 9 between Cardinals and Diamondbacks. Cubs and Mariners over under of 8. Cubs plus 102. Mariners minus 122. This is another spot where you want to isolate the bullpens and just take the F5. If you want to take the Cubs through the first 5, I hear you. Can't argue with you, but your advantages go bye-bye once this becomes a bullpen game. So I like the Cubs through the first 5. Will they be able to hold out and get the win? A little bit unsure when it comes to bullpen stats, but I will take I'm going to take the Cubs plus 102. See if they can hold on to their 5-inning lead that I think that they'll have. So Cubs plus 102 is the play there. Nationals Athletics plus 114 up against minus 135 for the Athletics. Over under of 8. I'll take the Athletics here at minus 135. Padres and Dodgers, just a weird one to kind of handicap. Obviously they played already in Seoul. The pitchers have kind of already gone at it. Yamamoto, remember, he didn't even go was it an inning or 1 point something, or maybe he didn't even go the first inning. Can't remember. He got his ass kicked. Looked better, obviously, since, but hard not to look better. Let's see. I want the Padres at plus 160. Give me the Padres at plus 160. All right. What site did I say for the baseball stats? Oh, I'll give it to you. Put it in the chat. Swish Analytics is what you want, though, if you're talking. And I know that's what you're talking. When I was talking about hitting stats for today's pitchers, Swish Analytics. There you go. I'll also drop it in the description of the video, so we'll have that in there every day. Let's rattle Matt's cage. See if he's close to being ready. Let's see. Let's get Matt in here. Let's talk Premier League games. Let's talk some Premier League. Let's get some Premier League plays added onto the card. Let's get some Prem on here. Prem, baby. Come up out of that. Bam. Over here. Whoop. toss these baseball bets up on the screen just so everybody can have them over here while we wait on Matt. He'll be here any seconds. All right, boys. There we go. I'm excited for today's baseball slate. Really excited for today's baseball slate. I think we've got some great plays, great opportunities to have ourselves a nice winning day. A really nice winning day. Let's get it, boys. I'm going to drop that Swish Analytics link. Let's see what else I can put in these description links. I'd give you I can't give you all the stats I have for the hitting and the blah, 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 because I get that off of Fangraphs, and you got to pay for a membership. So, like, giving you the link obviously doesn't help you out. But if you want to pay a member and get on Fangraphs, then yeah. Oops. All right, here we go. I put that in the description video, and because I copy and paste every time, that'll go in every video going forward. There's the Bays baseball card. I know you tailed on Tuesday, 6 in one day. You picked a hell of a day to tail on Tuesday. Well, there's today's baseball card there, Matt. Severino is going to be your best bet of the day, Matt. Best bet.
I've already taken it.
Good. And the line's already moved in our favor, as it has, as it should. All right, Matt, it's been a while since we've done. That. You've already taken it. All right. Let's get to the games.
Yeah.
Let's jump up in here to the games. All right. However, you know what? Just because I spent money and time doing this, give me a second. All right, boys, welcome on in between the posts. We've, of course, got Matt here talking Premier League. What's going on, Matt?
I'm a little hurt from the Liverpool performance yesterday. That was shocking performance against Atlanta.
Yucky.
But I did cash Bryson DeChambeau first round leader at the Masters, so I'm feeling pretty good. Pretty good.
Nice. I hit that first half over, nice. So at least Liverpool conceded a goal. That was nice of them. I felt like a goal was going to come, and that was a good hit.
I did hit that, but then I also laid on. Like, I took Liverpool to score a goal. Like, they never get blanked at Anfield, ever. It is so rare. So I had to. I got plus 100 around the 80th minute, so I ended up washing. But I would take it again. Yeah, I will say. I mean, we'll just get into the Liverpool. We'll get into all the games, but yeah, that was shocking.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into it, though. St. James's Park is where the Saturday morning kicks off. Newcastle obviously welcoming Tottenham into town. Matt, one of these weeks where we kind of talk about it, it's like, did the bookies either just price it so crazy and maybe they do you a favor, or they price it so crazy or not? But the over 2.5 and both teams to score is minus 205. I think everybody would agree that you're generally going to see goals in this fixtures. I'm more interested in trying to predict a winner, and you look at Newcastle's home form. You're going to get Tottenham, who traditionally kind of starts slow, which could be trouble if St. James is rocking like it always is. I kind of like Newcastle here in this spot. I agree with the odds that you're certainly going to get goals, but they've kind of priced it a little tough to obviously bet. I don't agree that the bookmakers have Tottenham as the favorite, though. They're kind of disrespecting Newcastle's home and away form, and they're awfully good here. So I like Newcastle in this spot. Would I do the money line? Probably not. I'd probably do draw no bet at plus 105 would be my best bet in this game, given the goals market being tough to bet. Newcastle, draw no bet, plus 105.
Yeah. The side is tough. Like, I agree that I don't think that Spurs should be favored, but I'm trying to predict when the goals are going to happen, because we know that goals are going to happen. And I have found a pretty good angle that I think that you should tail on, and it is second half most goals at minus 110. I found that at Bet365. Maybe maybe it's minus 105, minus 110. If you look around at some of the other books, I'm sure it can't be much higher than that. Um, I've already locked it in. And yeah, I think that when you look at, we know that Spurs are slow starters. They have been for quite some time. They've been second half kind of kings, really. And that's how I expect this one to go. Maybe one goal in the first half, but I think there will be two in the second half. Um, and that's where I've got it. So, um, and then I was listening to somebody kind of talk about this one, break it down a little bit. I guess in the last, um, I don't know, it's like 10 to 15 matches. 60% of Tottenham's matches, this has hit, and the same is said for Newcastle as well. So I think that there is a slight edge on this one. Um, it's hard to find it's hard to find edges right now towards the back end of the season, but I think that this is one. It's a small edge, second half, more goals.
Yeah, we've even talked about that angle before, and definitely in Tottenham matches, we've kind of talked about their stats and how they skew heavily in the second half. So, all right, cool. I like that. I think that's a good one right there. Second half, most goals, minus 110. All right, let's move over along now to Brentford and Sheffield United, where Brentford's pretty big favorites in this one, minus 240. Team total over 1.5, I think, is a really fantastic parlay piece here at minus 150. And that's what I'm going to be trying to do on today's show is what can I parlay Brentford to at least get 2 goals with, coming off of a good performance there against Villa, one in which you had Brentford +1, which gave you a good cash rather than a push. So good one there by Matt. You've talked about this Brentford side. I am certainly willing to back them up against a struggling Sheffield side. So, and I don't really care that they did what they did up against Chelsea, because we kind of even gave you guys caution to not back Chelsea last week, and we were right about that one. Here on the road against Brentford, I want that Brentford team total over 1.5 in a parlay. What about for you, Matt?
I know. This is like, I think that Sheffield are in actually pretty good form. Sheffield are playing teams tough. They played Liverpool damn tough at Anfield. Then they go and they play Chelsea tough at home. I said that I want to be with Brentford, towards the closing end of this campaign, really. And, the books are just kind of pricing me out of it a little bit.
Keep in mind, though, these are the only 2 teams in the Premier League that have not won in their last 6. Every other team in the Premier League at least has 1 win in the last 6. These are the only 2. So that's why I kind of said it last week when you were high on Brentford. I was like, I just can't back them because they're not getting the 3-point results, competitive scoring goals. That's why I like their team total angle. I just can't quite trust them yet to get the 3 points. I wouldn't call them minus 240 favorites.
Trying to find the value. Okay. What do we think about Brentford and under 4.5 goals at minus 120?
Oh, the money line parlay with under 4.5. I mean, should win.
It should. It should. That's where I stand here. I'm on the fence, leaning. That's what I would play here if I had to. Let me see what the over 1.5 is. It's not going to be as good. That's minus 178. So that's where I see it. I think that's the best way to try to get the value here. I think that Sheffield will make it difficult. They're pretty compact. They'll make Brentford come at them, and they'll play on the counterattack. I think that this one is 2-1 to Brentford.
2-1 Brentford. Both teams scored over 2.5. It's basically at even money.
Yeah, I could see it. I could definitely see it.
B93 for an upset. What is B93? Is that a soccer thing? B93.
Thinking of.
No, sure. Oh, then he asked about the Denmark. That must be something in the Denmark league. Never heard of such a thing. All right, Burnley and Brighton. Brighton looked so bad last week against Arsenal at home. Boy, did they get by them nice and easy. Burnley, I really don't even care about this matchup, Matt. Be quiet. Burnley, Brighton, I want no part of it. Brentford's awful, or Brighton's awful on the road. I don't. There's no way this game gets my money.
This is a snoozer. Under 3 goals.
Is that a playable number? Like if they're giving you a decent price on it? Like you can actually play it?
It is. Yeah, it is. Let me double check the price. I think it's it's under the minus 150 threshold
Okay.
in a way. Um, I like it. I just I've watched a lot of Brighton recently, and this could be a get right spot for them, but this is still going on the road. But yeah, this one that I just don't see a lot of goals here. Look at Burnley, man. Burnley have just been so bad recently. How are Burnley going to score on Brighton? I think that the only way this loses if Brighton like come alive and score four. That's how I feel about this.
Nice little snoozer. Okay, turf war. Yeah, that was a little bit of a tough one for me. Manchester City's taking on Luton here at home at the Etihad. A lot to unpack here, I think, with this game because, for one, you got to mention Kevin De Bruyne. I mentioned it 2 shows ago. He's coming off the hamstring injury, aggravated his groin. Guardiola has now shown Kevin De Bruyne doesn't play in consecutive games anymore, at least in this mini stretch until he can really get healthy. So you will get Kevin De Bruyne back in because he didn't play against Real Madrid. I think in a dream scenario, he only plays 45, so he can keep him rested for that second leg. But if he plays much into that second half, I think you can count him out against Real Madrid. You've got Rodri saying he needs a rest. If you look at the fixtures, there's no better opponent than to rest him up against Luton. And if he does that, you're going to get Kovacic and maybe even Nunez next to him. Either way, it's going to rely on, I think, is going to bring the goals down in this one. You've seen how Rob Thomas has set up Luton home and away. Home at home, great matches against City, great matches against Arsenal, the top teams, very competitive, taking them down to the wire. Saw what he did when he went to the Emirates last week or 2 games ago. Completely different game plan, was content with just trying to get a 0-0, 1-1 result. I think that plan has no chance in hell against Arsenal, but those are the tactics he ran. You know he's going to run those exact same tactics again this week against Man City. So this one will be low scoring. It's going to take a while for there to be a goal. Expect City to rest Foden coming off the knock, rest Rodri going into this one against Real Madrid. So your fullbacks will be probably like Bob and Doku, which is fine. But I think this was an under. I would want to be on an under here. I wouldn't really want to take City halftime, full time. To me, this one's an under.
Yeah, I'm gonna back Luton to score in this match because of a lot of the things you said, like no Rodri, like that changes their defensive abilities. I think because I think that he's so key for them. Look, I stayed away from the Luton Arsenal both teams to score kind of angle a few weeks ago. Arsenal's defense is a lot better than City's. It's another level, I think, than Man City's in my opinion right now, or another gear. I think that Luton are going to try and play here a little bit, especially with some of the absentees that you're talking about. And Luton have just been such a cash cow for me on the both teams to score market. I'm going to trust them here. I think that they pull off a shocking type of like goal in this one, and I think that this is a both teams to score yes plus price plus 105.
This could be one. If he sits Rodri though, he's probably going to sit or not sit, but in terms of what he's going to ask of Kovacic and whoever's next to him, possibly Nunez. I think they're not getting forward. Yeah, I still like City on the clean sheet. I think they can get it done. Just from what I saw at the Emirates, he did not go for it at all. I was hope and pray that we can get out of here with a very 1 point, a low scoring game. So, all right. So are you doing both teams to score? Or are you running back your classic bet, or which one are you doing?
No, just the both teams to score.
And that's gonna be pretty good because Luton to not score was minus money. You're getting a pretty good bet on that, I assume. Yeah, plus money, plus 115 at DraftKings. Not price shopping, but
Yep, plus 115 based on Luton to score.
no. Wow, that's a long list of Luton guys. Still no Adebayo. It's a long list, but they've been getting it done. So, yeah, I hear you. All right, Wolves and Forest. You want to kick that one off?
Tough match. Last three head-to-heads, 1-1s. Man, I'm looking at some of the stats right now. I I have nothing on the game. I haven't bet it. What the travel here? They haven't beaten Forest in their last 7 on the road here.
Wolves and Forest. There we go. Yeah, this one's gonna be. You don't see much. 1-1, 1-1, 2-1. Seeing some both teams with scores,
I
but
think I know. I think I know. It didn't cash for me last week, but I'm ready to kind of go back to it in this one because it's a completely different opponent at home. Um, we are going to look at Morgan Gibbs White to have a shot on target in this one at minus 105 at FanDuel. Let me check around. Again, I mean, you're getting a player that's in fine form. Fine form.
and you said
That's
it
what
didn't
you
hit in
want
that
here.
last game. Whenever I remember
It
you
did
gave
not
that
hit.
thing.
It's a tough opponent. Different price then, it was plus 165 in that one, on the road to Tottenham.
They were awesome at home against Fulham a couple matches ago. Watched that one actually on Twitter Live with you guys. They were phenomenal at home. They actually brought it. You're saying that FanDuel it's minus 105 because DraftKings has it at minus 160.
FanDuel has minus 105. I'm going to tell you right now what
Wow.
I've been seeing a lot of different prices on markets. Like yesterday, I was looking at McAllister to have a shot on target was plus 100 at most places, and then there was a plus 165 hanging around somewhere else. So like these books are not consistent in this market. I'm starting to really like this market a little bit more. And holy shit. Oh my gosh. Okay. Morgan Gibbs White to have a shot on target in this game at Bet365 is minus 275, Jason.
Holy hell. And
Like,
it's a
explain to me that one.
wow, and it's minus 105 at FanDuel.
Yeah.
Wow. Hmm. That doesn't make sense.
Um,
Kind of like it.
yeah, that's where I stand here. I mean, he's gonna be in and around it, and he's the one that takes the pens, he takes the free kicks. Like you've got a lot of options with a play like this. You have a lot of ways to win your bet. That is shocking to me. Shocking stuff.
Trying to.
Um,
He doesn't crack the top 50 in the Premier League of shots on target per game. But you're
he
saying he's.
doesn't.
Mm-mm. And the bottom guy, number 50, is at 0.6 per game. He doesn't crack it.
I mean, dude, minus 275 on a book versus minus 105 is crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I'm in on it. I'm gonna hit it. I mean, he did.
You know what?
He's
But he
been.
does make the top 40 in shots per game. So he's taking a lot of shots, just can't get the shits on target. But he's in the
Yeah,
top 40 on shots at 1.9.
that's fine. We're gonna deal with that. This is the bet for that. This is the best bet for that game. I mean, I'm telling. He is in form. I can assure you of that. He is playing good ball.
And he takes the
Scored.
pens for us? I guess I didn't.
Takes the pens. Takes the free kicks. He's on everything. He's just problem. He's just he's not a forward, but he's the
He's
guy
the
that's
number
going to
10.
release
He's right
the
there. I
ball.
mean, he gets all the cutbacks. He's the number 10.
Exactly.
Hmm.
I don't know. I would recommend that one. Minus 275. I haven't seen that much of a disparity before.
Yeah.
Minus
Um,
275 player shots on target. I'm like looking, I'm thinking, is that for a shot? For him to have a shot in the game, for him to have one shot is minus 3,300. For him to take For him to take over 2.5 shots in the game, Jason, is minus 163. 3 shots, they're saying. One shot, one opportunity.
That's all you need. All right. Well. All right. Wow, minus 105 versus minus 270. That's quite absurd.
I think so too. That's absurd.
All right, let's keep it on going now. Let's head on over to Bournemouth, where they really thumped the United 3-0 in the reverse fixture. A typical United, like that, just really showed up their week right there, what they did in that game. A good performance against Chelsea and then a dudder of a game against Bournemouth. Like, that's just their inconsistencies make them tough to bet. You can get both teams to score at both teams to score at over 2.5 at minus 190. So another game in like Newcastle Tottenham where we're seeing goals, and I certainly agree with the goals. I kind of like that Bournemouth is a little bit of the favorite here because I think they're at home, but I just think they're a little bit more predictable in what you're going to get as opposed to a Man United side. So I like the shading. I like Bournemouth being a little bit of a favorites here at home. Certainly agree with the goals and the pricing they have there, but makes it kind of tough. So I don't have an angle based on the prices.
Yeah, I've got nothing on the overall market. I think that it's fair. I think it's a tough match to predict, but I do have a bet for it. I've already bet Harry Maguire to have a shot. Harry Maguire to take a shot. So any header on a corner, any on a set piece, anything. To just have a shot. Doesn't have to be on target. Minus 105 is what I've bet at FanDuel. I believe that at Bet365 it was like minus 150 or something. So another like little edge in the shopping department. And then I also took for 0.4 of the same stake, so not a half unit, a little bit less than a half unit, for him to have 2 or more shots. That is at plus 550.
Wow. Harry Maguire, he's always gets on the end of a corner. It doesn't need to go on target. To your point, minus 105 just to have an 8 shot.
I also heard a good angle of him to be the first goal scorer in the match at 25-1.
Oh, okay. I mean, those are always difficult to predict and hit, but I hear you. Yeah, sure, why not? I like him just to have a shot. I think that's kind of right.
Yep, I think that one's right.
He loves pulling them too from deep out, so I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, do you agree with the over? Like, you're seeing goals? Like, you kind of agree with those kind of the pricing and stuff?
Yes, I guess, but Bournemouth's defense is pretty damn good. So it's not just going to be a walk in the park for United, and like I think it'll be tough for Bournemouth to score too. Like honestly, yeah, I have no opinion on this game at all except for Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire. Okay, I'm getting behind it. Still haven't found anything to parlay with my Brentford team total over 1.5 goals. Hopefully we can find it here in the last 4 matches. Liverpool and Crystal Palace burned my cash to Klopp yesterday, Matt. What are we getting here, Matt? Obviously, I've listened to Klopp's press conference. He goes, there will be a reaction. Well, hard not to. That was not a good performance yesterday. I imagine Salah's going to come in. Diaz is going to come in. Dom's going to come in. Like, not that crap he threw out there last night. I like Liverpool on the clean sheet. I still just don't like really much about anything Palace is doing these days. But naturally those bets are sweaty. But yeah, I would expect them to find the reaction that Klopp expects. But Matt, yeah, I like clean sheet in this one. Tough one though. Probably going to wait on lineups though. Not going to get screwed again. Going to want to make sure he actually does put the right guys in. So that hurt yesterday. What's going on with your boys, Matt? What's going to happen here?
I don't think you'll have to wait on this one. So I haven't bet anything yet. I looked immediately. I was waiting. I wanted to see what they were coming out with in that Atalanta matchup. Liverpool are like minus 170 in that one. Here's my thought. They did absolutely lay a stinker. They are going to play their best 11 in this one. There is no doubt that like that match versus Atalanta changes the landscape a little bit. For we are for sure all in on the Prem. We're going to find out like what we're going to give it a go in Italy, but we have so many matches to coming up, thick and fast with not many days rest. So then you put in the angle here too, Jason, is we are 9 points back on goal differential against Arsenal. Obviously, the win is much more important than running up the score. I'm trying to find a way. I think in the next two matches between Palace and Atalanta, I think that Liverpool like laddering team total could be a very nice way in. They have one. I agree with Klopp. I mean, you have to trust in Jurgen Klopp. We only have so many more matches left. Okay, you have to kind of trust in him. And I believe will be a very stern reaction against Palace. I think that they could blow the doors off Crystal Palace. Palace just conceded 4 goals to Man City. They did score twice against Man City, which is impressive. I would not be on the Liverpool clean sheet just because they don't deserve to be trusted right now at the moment. Let's look through what Palace have been doing on defense recently. Conceded 4 to City, conceded 1 to Bournemouth, 1 to Forest, 1 to Luton, 3 to Tottenham. They've conceded 7 goals in their last 2 matches to the top 4, top 6. They conceded 3 to Chelsea, conceded 4 to Brighton. They conceded 5 to Arsenal. I mean, you've seen a pattern here. The good teams are beating Crystal Palace down. This is a new manager, which does scare me a little bit. But here again, then we see Crystal Palace are safe, correct? They're sitting kind of mid-table. They're very 14th.
They seem safe, but boy, could they be all of a sudden be in a dogfight. But yeah, they're in that like they're in that.
No,
like,
you're right. They're in a scrap.
They're in a
They're
scrap.
not.
They're in a scrap.
They're in a scrap. They're only. I mean, they're to be fair. They're most like they're fine. They're fine, but they
Most
are
likely,
only.
I agree, but boy, could it get dicey in the last couple of weeks if they.
Yeah, it's just like there's just there's so many teams that are still like in between. So you've got Brentford, Everton, Forest. Yeah, if they lose here, which they're going to likely lose, they're going to be 5 points clear of the last relegation spot. They're likely safe, but again, back to the point of, I mean, Jason, they've been getting thrashed by the good teams. Liverpool are coming off their worst performance that I've seen in them since last year. I mean, that was the worst performance. That was top 3 worst performances I've ever seen from Liverpool under Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
Yes, it was partially towards Klopp's selection, but I would say 75% towards the players. They just played like ass. And so I'm looking at Liverpool team total. That, like, I don't know. I think you could see a nice reaction maybe in the first half, too. They kind of come out of the blocks firing, kind of one of your love Man City team total over 1.5 things. Like, why not here? Liverpool team total over 1.5 is plus 165. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that play? But I agree. I think I want to wait on lineups. Like, I really want to see Trent. I want to see freaking Trent Alexander-Arnold back, man. I'm waiting for Trent.
He said in his press conference, the journalist asked him why he didn't play yesterday. He said he was only on the bench because he could field 23 players, but he was never getting into that game. So that tells me he's not starting on Sunday. He's likely not fit enough to start. He's just going to get the last 20 because that was false that he was on the bench. He wasn't really on the bench.
Which is good for a Liverpool team total bet. If you can get him for 20 to 30 minutes when you have 3 goals and you're looking for your 4th to cash your ladder, like on a team total over 3.5 type thing, like that could be good. I'll tell you right now, in Bergamo when they play Atalanta on Thursday, I know exactly what lineup I want to see. I don't know if I'll see it. But what I want to see is I want Jota. Nunez is done. Nunez goes back to the bench. He's not the best striker that Liverpool have. He's not. He's good, but he's not the best. If you go with Diaz, Jota, Salah, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Endo, and you play Trent, Robertson, Konate, Virgil, maybe Allison could even be back. Like I'm saying that right there, like I would take Liverpool to qualify. But that's the only way. That's the only way you'll get me to bet it is if they go with that exact lineup. So, yeah, I'd be looking at some team totals on that one. I'm looking right now at a hammer play in Italy. I have not locked it in yet, but I am looking at Liverpool to win the match in Italy and over 1.5 goals in the match at minus 120. I mean, like what in the like they're not going to go down. They're not going to sleep on it. Like whoever he puts out there, I kind of like that bet. But I think that would be a freaking hammer play, as if he played his best 11 in Bergamo.
All right, let's get it, Liverpool. Let's go ahead and pick up 3 points here at home against Crystal Palace. Keep the title race going. West Ham and Fulham. This game upsets me, Matt, because I was messaging you yesterday that West Ham was not going to score against Leverkusen. I bet it at plus 140. Obviously, really disgusted I didn't give that bet out. But this is going to be different. Fulham is one of these teams with home and away. We always like West Ham here at home. They're going to be much better here at home in this fixture. I kind of see the both teams scored over 2.5 angle in this one. I'm not sure what the prices are. Let me get a peek here. It's minus 120, which I like that. Both teams' score has hit in West Ham's 6 matches. It's gone 6 for 6, and the over 2.5 has come along in 67%. The over 2.5 in Fulham matches has hit in 83%, with both teams' score being 50%. I like the both teams' score in over 1.5. I know you can get the better price over on Barstool or ESPN Bet. So I like goals in this fixture. I think they'll both come through for us here.
I like draw no bet West Ham. I know, but that I haven't bet it. I don't know if I will get there. I think that Fulham's road splits are horrendous. I think that West Ham's home splits are great. You have the added element, though, of the playing in Europe, which sucks. I'm looking. They're already going to make a little change at the back line. Mavropanos felt a little something. Late fitness test. You know what that means. That means that he's not playing, which is okay because they have a guy that I think that is just as good as them is Aguard to step in at center half. So no issues there. You have no Jared Bowen, but that's the one thing. The other problem, though, that you have when you're backing West Ham in this one is, not true, actually. They do have motivation. They can get into a Europa League position. They're going to look at, hey, we played the best team in Germany. They played good, too. That was a really bad – that was not a correct score line for how the game went. West Ham should not have lost the game by margin. They played Leverkusen pretty damn tough, in my opinion. They didn't really give them much of a sniff, and Leverkusen just can't miss. They're just one of those. No matter what happens right now, everything is going for them.
And bet look at this last in their game. Both those goals came late against West Ham. All their goals come late. Like I was just bet them late.
Yeah, look at this. This last head-to-head this season, Fulham dusted them 5-0 at the Cottage.
Yeah.
Ooh, pass. But if I get some good lineups, I would definitely lean pretty strong lean towards West Ham at home.
Pretty strong towards West Ham. Okay. What about the goals angle? Both teams score over 2.5. It's hitting Fulham's last 5 away matches. I've already gave out the great stats about the 83%. How about the last 5? It's 100% it's hit. I like it.
Yeah, over 2.5 is seen in their last. What do we got on just a flat? Not 2.5. Okay. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I do like that. That's why it's tough. This one's tough to figure out what the angle is because I like a little bit of a side. I do agree with you on the total too. So, um, yeah, that one's good. That one's good. I wonder what. I'll tell you this one. I wonder what Kudus is to have a shot on target.
Too much when the over is at -170. You're not gonna be able to bet it. It's gonna be way too much.
Now, Jason, hold your horses.
I mean, he's the guy.
So negative.
Yeah, ESPN bet's got the best price by far. -115. I'm locking it in. I'm taking
On
that
what?
bet. Both teams scored over 2.5. I'm betting it. -115 over on Bet Rivers or not Bet Rivers. ESPN bet. Sorry.
Muhammad Kudus to have a shot on target -140 is interesting. So yeah, that one's remember that one. Muhammad Kudus shot on target. He had one against Leverkusen. He was +110 in that match. This one he's -140. He is a good player, and now he's stepping into a little bit more. He's in and around it more with no Bowen, so his position is better. Like his positional areas are better.
Certainly better than Paquetá, I can tell you that. His is nowhere near the fucking box.
Hey, that was when Bowen was in. Paquetá, honestly, is actually
He's actually out for the game. Or no, out for the second leg. Sorry.
yeah, but he's like I'm saying his positioning now is actually better if you want to like bet on him, to score or assist. Like he's up further up the pitch now because of the no Bowen.
Yep.
You can't let something like let's see what Paquetá. They've got that same +200 number on Paquetá. Honestly, it's probably a pretty good bet, really, for Paquetá to have a score. Says he's more towards the front line now, so he'll be in and around it. And Paquetá takes the pens, so you have that.
No, James Ward-Prowse takes the pens.
Oh yeah. You're right.
The best dead ball hitter in the entire Premier League, James Ward-Prowse. Yeah. All right, Matt, let's catch 2 more games here. One more on Sunday. Arsenal's taking on Aston Villa. Villa wins the reverse leg 1-0. Unai Emery, you always have that little revenge angle. He was done in a little dirty there by Arsenal when he was in charge there. I don't know why I like the under on this one. I think it is because of Unai Emery, and it is because of Arsenal's defense being really good. I think this one's going to be tough for Arsenal. Obviously, involved there in the Champions League there with Bayern. Something tells me this one's going to be an under. And I like the under in this fixture, Matt. I do like the under. Again, it was 1-0 in the reverse leg. What was it here for? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I mean,
I like it.
I'd
see under. Goal. I agree with you. Not something I've bet. Maybe something I will. Under 3 goals at +100 looks strong. Because you're exactly right. It's from it's one. There's some stats to back it up, but 2, it's just that our intuition of watching this league so much, knowing the managerials at stake here. Unai Emery is going to know how to sit back, and you just hope that. I mean, yeah, Aston Villa, they played a really strong team yesterday at home. They did pick up the win, but I will say this. I watched, I was watching the Galazzo show. Emi Martinez had to make a couple worldy saves for Villa yesterday to get out of that one. So, put it all together, I'm likely passing this one. This one is a tough match. I think that Arsenal get to catch Villa at a great time. They get an extra day rest on them. What do they get? They get an extra 2 days rest. They have extra 2 days rest on this one. It's bullshit. So, I mean that is. I think that kind of stuff is bullshit. So, yeah, we'll put it all together.
You want to talk about scheduling bullshit in the Premier League? How about next week in the FA Cup? Chelsea and City get Saturday's draw. That is really unfair because obviously City's got Champions League Wednesday. Chelsea's doing nothing all week. Like, why is that game not on Sunday? Why can't you move Man United Coventry up to Saturday, put Chelsea City on Sunday? That's so unfair to City. Really unfair.
It is. I mean, yeah, the whole scheduling of the FA and everything, it's always been this way. Like it's terrible for the players. Like we wonder why their injury lists just continue to skyrocket. It's unfair. Like it
Oh
just
yeah,
is.
yeah.
It's unfair for the fans too. We want to see the best players play.
All right, Matt, let's catch this last game and see if you bet anything there at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea, I have no idea. Are you going to back them at minus 145? Everton, obviously getting another point reduction or a couple point reduction since the last time we've talked about them. Chelsea couldn't get it done on the road at Sheffield last weekend. I like Everton to just grind out some low scoring kind of thing here. Um, I just don't have enough confidence in Chelsea to be the heavy minus 145 favorites. I'm not seeing it here in this one. So I think this one will be low scoring. I'd rather be on the side with Everton, but a lot of quality obviously with Chelsea. But I
I
think
hear
this
you.
is I think this is another unders.
So that's what I think too. It just in general, but then you look at something else. Like hold on here. Let me see what we got here on prices.
Everton's only over 2.5 is at 33%. Everton is keeping matches very, very low scoring at 33%.
I know. But then you look on the flip side. Look at Chelsea's. Oh
Yeah,
my
they're
God!
over.
Look at Chelsea's last. Let's go through Chelsea's last games. 4 goals, 7 goals, 4 goals, 6 goals, 5, 4, 5. Their last anything was that was over a month ago when I was in Florida. We did that video with Chelsea and Liverpool and the Cup final, which is 0-0. Everything else, I mean, they're averaging 5 goals a game. These matches. I am gonna say, oh, I don't know. I don't know because I agree with you. Like this is one. This is one. Like, what do you like? If you like Chelsea, you probably like the over. If you like Everton to do anything, which they freaking suck, like then I would take the over. I would take the over. I would take the over 3 goals at minus 130. I bet you can find a flat price, maybe 110, 120. I would be on the overs here. Like that's too much. That's too many goals. 4 with Sheffield, 4 with Burnley, 6 with Leicester in the cup, 4 with Brentford. I mean, 5 with Leeds in the cup. I mean, what the fuck? You'd like to think that Everton are going to score here. I mean, they have to. Everton are probably going to score here. So I don't know. That is really tough. Really tough.
All right. Well, I'll throw out the official bets that I want to go ahead and bet this weekend. Let us know which ones you want to go ahead and actually bet. These are the ones I'm going to go ahead. I'll go ahead and do Morgan Gibbs White. I'll come along for that ride at minus 105. Brentford and Liverpool both need them to score 2 or more goals at minus 120 on Caesars. And I am doing that Fulham West Ham minus 115. Both teams scored over 2.5.
Newcastle Spurs, more goals in the second half, minus 110. Brighton Burnley, under 3 goals. Morgan Gibbs White, shot on target. Harry Maguire, shot.
I like that. Harry Maguire
Those,
shot.
those are the only ones. Those are the only ones that I've bet thus far. So those are really my true plays, and I'm looking towards Liverpool team total. I think that Liverpool has a real chance to score like 4 or 5 goals against Palace. That is just the way I see it. I think that there's gonna be a reaction. I think that they can score 4 or 5. That is probably it. That's probably it on this card for me.
Okay. Those are good ones. Make sure you give him a follow on Twitter. Maybe Matt will add some things to it. Maybe he'll add a free roll, but I think those would probably just be the only 3 bets of the Premier League weekend, if I had to take a guess. So, all right, boys. Good luck with your bets this weekend. Make sure you enjoy the action. We'll, of course, preview next week's games. We'll do the Premier League games, and then we got to do a couple FA Cup games because we're in the semifinals now at Wembley with obviously 3 Premier League teams involved. So, all right, Matt. Good luck with those bets. Thanks for the analysis and the hangman. We'll catch up with you next week.
Yeah, what are we? Do you want to do UCL or you're in Europa and conference or what do you?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
These second legs are too good, man. These second legs are too juicy. Oh my god, that was one of the best Champions League weeks ever.
I know. That
Not
was
necessarily for
fantastic.
my pocket. Not necessarily for my pockets. I mean, I had Atleti.
Oh my
I
God,
had
Matt,
Arsenal.
that under, what was going on in that first half of Dortmund between the keeper putting the center back under pressure and then the throw in, both of these guys just looking like Major League Baseball outfielders that want to run into each other, like neither one dealing with the throw in. So he let it just kind of bounce. That under, oh my God, it should have cashed. I should have gone 4-0 this week in Champions League instead of went 3-1. Should have gone 4-0.
Yeah. I basically juiced. I lost about a unit on it. I had Atleti, and I did end up coming on for the ride, and both teams to score in over 2.5. And PSG Barca had under in City, which really sucked because that Bernardo Silva goal just killed it, which was a fluke. But then the game was awesome, so whatever. And then I had Arsenal. So yeah, I ended up juicing out. I lost a unit for sure in the Champions League last week, but it is what it is. Those games were unbelievable.
Hey, your two hammer
I
plays, I
think
guess, are nice. Atleti to advance, and Arsenal's, yeah, they were the better, so I think they can.
I'm nervous about both of them. I think that Atleti were getting absolutely their shit kicked in towards the end of that first leg. I think that Dortmund. I think that one smells like overtime.
I think it'll be 1-1. I think it'll be 1-1. Atleti gets by 3-2. I think it'll be 1-1.
I'm trying to pull up the odds right now.
1-1.
I think that De Bruyne should rest this weekend completely. I thought it was an illness, not a groin or anything.
No, he's as soon as he came back from the hamstring, he picked up a groin injury. He does look at his game log. Since they announced the groin injury, he's played every other game. He can't go 2 games in a row anymore.
I got to head out. We'll talk about it on Monday.
All right, see you, Matt.
Or Tuesday. Okay, see you, Jason. Bye.
All right, boys. That's how we'll go ahead and do it here. Soccer bets right there. Baseball bets right there. And lock them in, boys. Well, 5-0 baseball day today. A couple soccer plays. Harry Maguire to have a shot, -105. Interesting. Second half, most goals in Newcastle, Tottenham. First half, under 2.5. I think that's how we might use that $25 free bet over on FanDuel that we picked up on Dinger Tuesday. I kind of like that one. I do like that. All those games are Saturday, too, so single day parlay. Yeah, I'll hit it. Take my $25 free bet. I'm in for the ride. Harry Maguire to have a shot. Second half, most goals. First half, under. City and Luton. Yeah. All right, boys. Locked in. Let's be ringing the cash register on Monday. Let's have a good bounce back. Let's have a bounce back week. Ring that cash register. Kick off another week. Of course, make sure you follow me on Twitter. MLB plays come out all weekend long. They'll be dropping on Twitter. It's at WinningBetsPod. Enjoy your weekend. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic time. We'll catch up on Monday. See you, boys.